get no fewer than 10 mail pieces addressed to her each and every day. And to see how direct mail works with this millennial who has grown up immersed in her iPhone and her iMac is pretty impressive. So she picks the mail up after school, she carries all of it in and scatters it on the island in our kitchen. She then culls through this mail. Some of the catalogs catch her eye. She pays attention to them. Some of the envelopes she opens if it's a school that she's heard something about and wants to know more. And before I get home from work, she's already sorted through. In some instances, she's responded by taking a virtual tour. And she lets me know, this is a key factor and why I like direct mail. I can tell by her culling process and how she's responded, say by taking the poster that she received from the University of Chicago that shows the skyline, and she's had that pinned above her bed since she got that mail piece. So as a mother, I'm able to know, where she's looking, what her interests are and where she's hoping to attend. So I think it's a very powerful medium. Of course, with all the personalization and multi-channel integration, today's direct mail pieces are a lot more complex. So many years ago, you could use the terms spray and pray, where you would literally not put that much intelligence into sending out your direct mail. There wasn't targeting. There was no assurance of accuracy. And it was, it went down in favor, let's say, from a consumer perspective. But now consumers are getting bombarded with email communications and a lot of messages from their cell phones and mobile and texts. So direct mail has taken on a new relevance. And there are ways that you can make it even more powerful. Again, by adding color and personalization to that direct mail piece. But when you do that, you have to make sure it's accurate, because consumers are paying more and more attention to the mail that they receive. And if you address an envelope and it has contents that belong to somebody else, even in a direct mail piece, that opportunity to acquire the customer has diminished. So you have to be very careful when you're assembling today's more complex direct mail pieces. Of course, I do mention cost. Mail is an expensive channel, but there are things that you can do to help lower that cost, including postage optimization. And Pitney Bowes has ways that we can help you do that. And finally, we all know that timing is everything. So being assured that your mail piece is going to get to your prospects in time for supporting that campaign, whether it be a local sale or a college application deadline, it's very important that you are assured that standard mail, that direct mail, will get delivered on time. So now that I think I've shared why direct mail is so powerful, I'd like to turn it over to Linda Hansen, who can give you some tips on how to implement some best practices and innovations in order to assure you get the most from this powerful channel. Linda?
Thanks. Thanks, Patty, and thank you for your time today. As Patty said, I'm going to talk to you about a little bit more and take a closer look at the ways that we can help you boost the response, boost the results of your direct mail. So Patty had mentioned the importance of personalization and color and how that can impact the results of your direct mail. But that personalization and implementing and managing that personalization can create a lot of complexities among print and mail operations. And it's important that you have solutions and processes that not only ensure that mail is produced accurately, but that it is that accuracy is balanced to ensure that you're delivering it cost effectively, that you're delivering that personalization cost effectively. And that requires solutions that have the speed and the efficiency to ensure that you are delivering that mail at the lowest cost per piece. So you have a lot of inserting solutions, you have a lot of printing solutions that you can choose from. But we at Pitney Bowes, we've just introduced a new solution that we know can help you meet those challenges. We've introduced here at Graph Expo 14 a new system specifically designed for direct mail applications. That's the MailStream Direct Inserting Solution. And this system is based on and leverages the platform of one of our high-speed solutions that's utilized by the most successful service providers worldwide. And this system is capable of processing letter mail at speeds up to 22,000 cycles per hour. And that sounds very impressive, but we also understand very well that it's really net yield that's important. How much you can complete accurately per labor hour, per shift. That's really what's important. And this solution has the capability to produce 15 to 17,000 pieces per hour in its per hour with one operator in a single work cell. So that's impressive yield for this with this solution. And we also know that it's important that that productivity, you can achieve that productivity across a wide range of applications, running various material types, because you don't know exactly what you may have thrown at you. So this solution incorporates flexible feeding technology, friction and rotary feed technology that allows you to be confident that you're going to be able to handle those materials and those jobs. And efficiency is very important, right? It's critical that you keep your labor costs down. And this solution, again, it's been designed to achieve the high levels of operational efficiency for your operation. You take a look at the system, it's actually being demoed in our partner booth, the MCS booth, 1253. And that solution, you'll see, that incorporates a very compact footprint for the operator, so it's very easy for them to manage that work cell. It has easy to load, high capacity enclosure feeders, a high capacity envelope hopper, conveyor, so that the operators can ensure that that system uptime is maintained and you're getting that high yield that is so important. Speed and efficiency are great, but going back to what Patty had mentioned about personalization and color and ensuring that those mail pieces are accurate, that's what it's all about. Taking all three of those components is what's critical. And this system incorporates a precision material control that ensures that all of the pieces of these high-value jobs are processed accurately, that you understand exactly what's been completed properly. You can incorporates auto adjust features to make sure that there's any misfeeds or any doubles are outsorted before we induct them into the mail stream. So we're very excited about that solution, and I encourage you to go over to the MCS booth to take a look at that. When we look at personalization, again, it's important that you can do that while lowering your cost per thousand. You increase the impact and incorporate that color print. And we have a solution here also in our booth, in the Pitney Bowes booth, the Print Plus Messenger. And this solution allows you to produce these direct mail pieces at a lower cost. So by it allows you to eliminate pre-printed envelopes and the storage and the waste that goes along with that, the obsolescence. And what you do is you use plain white envelopes, and you can actually print on the full face of the envelope. You can print your logo, your address, permit. You can even print an image on the face of the envelope. And we heard from Patty how that can help boost response rates. So by using that white space on the envelope for your messaging, for showing an image on the envelope, it really turns that envelope into a marketing tool for you. We have the capability as well to we ensure that this image is a high quality print across the complete mail spectrum. Speeds up to 26,000 an hour. So we maintain that print quality. And I know from personal experience, Patty shared her story with her daughter. If an envelope like this showed up in my house with an iPhone on it, my daughters would be running to me, Mom, I want to get that. So that, that's an important point here too, is that by placing those offers on the outside of the envelope, just think about how many people see the envelope once it leaves the print and mail operation. It's not just the recipient that then gets that message. It's a lot of people in that mail stream. So, I think that's a very important point and exciting thing to look at. So the third way that you can help boost your response and increase your campaign results is looking at linking the physical and digital. Right? Taking advantage of the variable data print that you have in inline print technologies. By doing that, you increase connection, and you can increase your the ability for mobile personalization possibilities. So again, looking at print, you have the ability to incorporate mobile technology and mobile codes into your statements. And this is a piece, actually, this is another product that we have. We don't have it in our booth now, but we have a lot of samples. This is produced on the Mailstream Engage. This is a full color print, very unique envelope, right? So it just kind of demands that you open it up, right? So you can print full color on both sides, add in additional pieces. This is a letter. It could be anything. It could be an invitation. It could be a magnet. You can add whatever you want into this piece. But what I really wanted to show you is it incorporates the code so that it ties to your a pearl. Right? So linking that digital or that physical and digital is so important. Two other things I just want to talk about quickly. We know that postage is one of the most expensive components of a campaign, and here at Pitney Bowes, with our pre-sort solutions, we have options for you to take advantage of postal optimization to lower your cost there, as well as Patty had mentioned, getting it out into the mail stream to meet your delivery time frames and making sure that it's there to in time for the client to take advantage of the offer. So with that, I think I'm getting the hook. So I'm going to.
That's because I'm sure there's questions from home, and I want to make sure that you have time to answer them.
Very good.
Is there any questions in the booth first? Okay, I'm going to hand it over to our social media butterfly, Sandy Hubbard.
Deborah's got me hopping today. We're communicating with our audience on all channels, and people are very interested in Pitney Bowes as you're a new Alliance member this year. One of our questions has to do with the cloud, and they said, what's Pitney Bowes doing in the cloud these days?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a very good question.
All right, make sure you say it's a good question to our audience, because they're the ones who thought it up. And the direct mail people.
It's a wonderful question. Unfortunately, it's directed towards people that really don't have an answer for you, I'm afraid. But what I would recommend is you can, for those at home, to send an email to myself or Linda. We'll give you our contact information, and we'll be sure to get you a response.
Okay, and we'll also connect through Marifer on social media, so we'll get some questions on that.
And you can also go to the Pitney Bowes website as well.
Okay, at Pitney Bowes. Okay. The next question was, some people in the past have dealt with mailing equipment that was designed for production people, but really more of consumer quality. So could you speak to the level of quality of your equipment?
Yeah, I could do that. So, we at Pitney Bowes, we ensure that our systems are thoroughly tested. We put them through extensive testing across a wide range of applications, a wide range of environments to ensure that they meet the standards that our clients demand. So, when I talk about the solutions that we've introduced today, the Mailstream Direct Inserting System, we actually had that at an operation, a high-volume direct mail operation, and because we needed to put it through its paces. It was important for us to know that solution was going to be robust enough to withstand the challenging demands of a high-volume letter shop. So before we introduced that solution, we wanted to make sure that it was solid and robust. So we're very happy with the quality that we've been able to achieve there. So.
This question's from me. I'm pretty familiar with your company. I actually go to your website and watch your big corporate-wide initiatives and the directions that you're going and follow your Wall Street ticker and so forth. But from a direct mail perspective, what's your vision about the future of print? You've talked about personalization. Is there anything else that Pitney Bowes is doing that's proactive?
Want to take that one?
As we pay a lot of attention to the market and mail volumes in particular. So we are definitely aware that direct mail volumes are staying very high because of some of the things we discussed earlier. We're working very closely with the USPS. They have been putting together some promotions and a lot of opportunities to help mailers take advantage of some of the new technology and innovations that are coming into play. So I would encourage you to take a look at some of the USPS promotions that are underway for this year and that will continue into 2015. They're really helping mailers to adopt some of this new technology, including virtual reality, NFC, and of course all the mobile barcodes. So take a look at their website.
Thank you guys so much, unless you have something else to add. Thank you. We like to ask the tough questions here. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. We appreciate your partnership. We hope to keep in touch with you. Everybody at Pitney Bowes, you can find Marifer there. You can find out any information that you need to get from Pitney Bowes at their website. And what's your booth? I'm sorry? 1224 if you happen to be here at Grav Expo with us in the booth or can hear me. Next, as they say, now for something completely different. For the last, well, you guys were sponsors last year, for the last 2 years. For the last 2 years, I have met a crazy, funky bunch of people known as GPA Specialty Substrates. They are the official substrate sponsors of the Printerverse. They have personally flight tested the substrates that we're using for our paper airplane contest here. They have provided the substrates for my business cards that I'm handing out at the show, for the bookmarks that we're handing out at the show, for the postcards that we're mailing at home. Basically, they are very good friends to have. And besides that, they are highly entertaining, highly informative, and their products and services can help everybody, especially printers, generate new revenue, which is important these days. Without further ado, just so I get your official title, Mary Ann Gears, the Area Vice President of GPA Specialty Substrates, and most importantly, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. Everyone say happy birthday. What a present. You get to speak in the Printerverse.
Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Deborah. Not only is it my birthday, but it's Girls Who Print Day, so I'm pretty excited to talk a little bit about one of our newest programs we have at GPA. So when Deborah talked about ways to increase your revenue stream in the printing industry, one of the newest forms of digital printing that we've been seeing the printers gravitate towards too is the wide format category. And being specialty substrate people, all our printers have come to us and said, hey, GPA, we're buying this equipment. We love your products for our offset press and for our small format digital, so what do you have in wide format? And with that, that led us off onto the campaign to start up our program. So a couple things from the printer side of it. The wide format industry is allowing them to go into applications and markets that perhaps they never would before. It allows them to easily print on plastics and other unusual substrates that open the avenues up in the POP and other marketing industries that I think give them some unique opportunities. At GPA, not only are we providing the products for both the roll-fed printers, so the latex and the solvent and the eco-solvent, but also what we call the hybrid presses, the wide format, flatbed UV presses, so not only rolls but large sheets. And the other interesting thing that GPA is very, very well known for is service time. And I think as customers in the printing industry, I can remember, and I hate to tell my age on my birthday, but we used to tell a customer it would be 3 weeks from design to delivery of the product, and now we're lucky in the industry if they have 3 to 4 hours. So the neat thing that we're doing is making sure we stock the items on our floor across our warehouses in the U.S. to get it there for next day or same day service. So a couple interesting things I'll talk about. Two of the big hot markets. One is floor graphic or traffic graphic. When we talked a little bit about the cold foil earlier and the fact that we need to get people interested in our brands in about 2 minutes, we have found that not only are they looking at the boxes, but they're looking at all the perimeter space. Floor happens to be one of them in the big box chains. So we're selling a system where they can lay a graphic on the floor. It'll stay there for as long as they want. The floor buffers can go over the top. It is UL listed for slip resistant and allows them to maximize that space in the retail market. The other one that's one of our big movers right now, we have some really nice samples on, is window cling vinyl. It doesn't matter if you're going into a clothing retailer, grocery, or even the oil change place on the corner where the guy's outside flipping the sign. All of them are putting signage in their window to try to brand their product and get you to come in. So these are just a couple of the many exciting products that we have at GPA. We've got a nice catalog, so if you are interested, our information can be reached to us at info@askgpa.com, askgpa.com. We'll be willing to send any samples, printed pieces, or anything you need. So, Deborah?
That was so fast, I just sat down.
It was brief.
Well, hang on a second. I'm sure there's questions from home because there always are. And lo and behold, there are.
We have such interested and engaged people at home. They love the floor graphics. They love seeing your samples. When you come back next time, bring lots more examples of what you do because people love seeing that. It gets their juices going. They want to know how in the world the cleaning and buffing machines can go over that material and what you use for your scuff resistance.
All right, so on the cleaning and buffing side, there actually is an adhesive that's engineered to go down on the floor. So it starts out with a base film with the engineered adhesive, and then there's a protectant over laminate, and there's a couple of different options. On this particular one, we're using a luster over laminate, so think about trying to read while the light's at a different angle. And the way that they apply it, there are some application information for applying this to the floor, and it just stays when it's supposed to stay. So it's again engineered, and when we talk about UL listed for slip resistant, it's also designed to be able to use against those floor buffers. Every night in a store, they are cleaning the floors, so it is something. So thank you.
Next question, or more of a comment. People are really pleased with GPA products and have said that you guys are really great resources for helping to pick the right product for the right application. And they said, especially with release characteristics in terms of things not sticking where they're not supposed to stick, or they do stick when they should stick. So can you just talk about some of the different ways that things do what they do?
Sure. And it's interesting. I always tell customers that when you're going to ask me about a question, I'm going to ask a question back. I think Ask GPA is more us asking the questions about the applications. And we're finding things like weather. I was just talking to a customer today about static cling. They're going to put them up on the store windows on the exterior. And I said, well, it's 46 degrees today in Chicago, and that window is probably colder than 46. So there are some actually technical specifications that we talk with the customer about. Find out more about the application. Say it's a promotional piece in banks all across the country in the middle of winter. We have to find an adhesive that'll work in Minnesota or Arizona, and how do we do it? So it's more as far as the technical is asking the questions back regarding the application. We always like to say that if the product's going to fail, it's usually the printer to blame. So working with a company like ourselves where we take a lot of time in understanding what the application is, we can help them out and make sure the product works the way it's supposed to work. Thank you.
Okay, let's blame the printers. Awesome. I'm with you on that. No, I'm only kidding. Not really. Okay, no, thank you so much, and happy birthday. Thank you. 465, right? Your booth 465? 457. I wasn't too far off. Go see GPA. I don't know what they're doing over there exactly because I haven't made it, but I guarantee you it's fun and you won't be sorry that you visited them. Oh, you got a round of applause and happy birthday. Next, we have another new alliance partner with us. We love new alliance partners. This company, Avante Systems, has won a 2014 Graph Expo Must-See-Em for their MIS technology. Can you believe I remembered that all by myself? To tell you a little more about that and why it's something that you should be interested in, we have Gail Bowen. She's from Canada, hey? Business Development Manager, and another Canadian, also an author of articles for the News from the Printerverse and Why Should I Buy Print From You, the most viral post I think that's ever gone through my newsletter. Joanne Gore, the Director of Marketing. Thank you, ladies. Want two mics?
Sure.
Want two mics? It's on.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Gail. I work in business development for Avanti. Is this better? Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Gail Bullen. I work in business development for Avanti, and we are a print management software company. We've been in business 30 years, and as Deborah mentioned, we did win an award this year, so we're very pleased to announce that we're JDF certified for our Slingshot product, which is our automation, and it's all about making printers more efficient. So we are geared towards print shops and marketing shops. Anyone who does any kind of printing, we certainly want to help them be more efficient and automate processes from start to finish. So we have a modular system geared towards each individual printer's specific needs. So we work with our clients and our potential clients to make their processes as streamlined as possible. We have a very active user group who helps to drive the development of the product. We meet every year, and it's usually a 3 or 4 day conference, and it helps us to determine what areas of automation printers are looking for. So it's all about automation and integration. We have several modules for business intelligence as well as production. We have an award-winning CRM. We've won many awards over the years for various modules. We also do web to print, so it's from start to finish. We cater to implant and commercial, and we
and large format.
Yes, and mailing and digital printers, offset printers, and again with the mail and marketing communications. On that, I think we did release a new product last year called Slingshot, which has won an award. We've been developing it for several years. We were pleased to release it last year. We have customers using it, and it is a browser-based system, so you can access it from any device, anytime, anywhere. It's multilingual. It is multi-device, independent, I guess.
Yeah, multi-platform, multilingual. It's all the multis you can think of.
Do you want to take over, Joanne?
Sure.
Okay.
So I just want to point out, so Gail is sales, and I'm marketing, and we get along. And that's a big thing. I actually wrote an article about that in News for the Printerverse on how sales and marketing do get along. So thank you. I brought Gail along. I just need a little bit of support. So as Gail mentioned, we are celebrating our 30th anniversary September. Are we still September? I don't know what day of the week it is anymore. It's still September. So it is our birthday this month. So happy 30th anniversary to Avante. And Avanti Slingshot was built, as Gail mentioned, about a year ago from the ground up. They basically realized we needed to sort of move to the 21st century. So it is a cloud-based system as well as it can be installed on-premise, on-site for some of our clients who still want that control. It's got all the security features built in. We do have a lot of partners that we integrate with. Pitney Bowes is one of them, HP, Ricoh, Kodak, Konica Minolta. Did I miss any? Xerox, of course Xerox, I missed them. So we basically, because we are, we do offer JDF integration, which is what we won the Must-See-Em for. We can integrate with just about any platform that you may have in your shop. We speak to all of the machines, shop floor, estimating. That's actually how the software originated, as an estimating package and specific for the print industry. And now we add scheduling, inventory management, direct mail, basically everything from the time a job comes into the floor to the time it leaves. It can all be tracked and managed. And why that's important is for many reasons. And the biggest one that resonates with me was your customers. And when your customer is talking to their sales rep or talking to, and needs information, and then the sales rep calls the CSR who has the information in the shop, and then the CSR has to track it down and find it and then get that information back to the salesperson so that person can then go back to the customer. That can sometimes be days, because what if it's a Friday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and now we can't get that information? With Slingshot, with Avanti Slingshot, you can actually have that information at your fingertips no matter where you are, because it is browser-based. And that's one of the biggest benefits that we've heard from our customers, saying, I'm not tied and chained to my desk anymore. Especially with some of the implants, there may only be one or two resources there. We have one customer who runs an implant as part of a university. So there's students coming in and out all the time, and there's really only 2 or 3 employees who are there consistently. If they're not there, the students may not have access or understand how to get the information. But now that everything is all modular and consistent, it's easy for anybody to get up to speed quickly, learn how to use the system, and get the information that they need. So there's many more things I wanted to say, and of course I've now probably forgotten them all, but we are in booth 651. I do invite everybody who is at Graph Expo to come. We do have our spin to win, and everybody is welcome to come and play and guaranteed to win, and thanks.
Great, and of course, we have some questions.
Do I have to answer them?
Potentially.
Now, as you know, the Printerverse goes all around the world, so these next 3 questions are in various languages, and you'll be required to translate them.
Which language?
No.
I can do French.
Oh, very good. S'il vous plaît.
I can do French. I can do backwards.
Oh, nice. Oh, she's so talented. Okay, so something that you just touched on, this was actually a question that came up at the beginning, and you touched on it just at the end. But for a company that's growing quickly especially, how does your product adapt to that kind of company?
Well, the product is scalable. You don't have to purchase all of the modules all at once. So depending, and that's what a lot of our customers do as well. They know, for example, their immediate need may be integrating estimating with accounting and invoicing, and that they might be able to, they might have disparate systems. We call it the islands of automation. You have your accounting package here, you have your estimating package there, you have your invoicing. We get everything to talk. Once that's been set up, then they realize, okay, we've got all that running smoothly. Now let's look at inventory management. Now let's look at shop floor. Now let's look at production. And we're there to help them figure out where along the way they should be incorporating the various modules. Did I miss anything, Gail? No?
You pretty much covered it.
Okay, so another question someone had was, and this came up yesterday too from actually the same person, what kind of access do different users have? Is there tiered access? Are there people who can look but not touch, or there are people who can access but not add information?
You can answer that one.
They define the processes that they want the user levels, different levels of security or access.
Access rights. So it's basically admin rights and user rights. As with most cloud-based solutions, there will be a certain level of administrative tiers, and you grant access based on who needs access. And it could be departmental, and again, multi-plant. So you might have an organization that has shops around the world, and different time zones. So the ability to get that information at your fingertips at any time is what's critical, and they can do that.
So Joanne, before you go, how can people get in touch with you?
So Twitter is at Avanti Systems, Facebook is Avanti Systems, LinkedIn is Avanti Systems, and I'm
What about your website, Avanti Systems?
I'm Jay Gore at avantisystems.com.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate the sponsorship. And congratulations on the Museum.
Thank
What
you.
number are you in?
651.
651. Go check out their award-winning software. And this is not
Thank
the first
you.
time you've won an
No,
award.
we typically win a Museum. Just
Okay,
about
don't
every
get
year.
braggy. Here you go. Here's your. Don't get so braggy about it. We typically win. It's not a big deal for us. We always win Museums. Last and certainly far from least, Crawford Technologies. What can I say about this gentleman? Mr. Malone McGrew, Jonathan Malone McGrew, friend, mentor. You are a mentor to me in a lot of ways, my friend. Excellent. You could be a girl who prints. You are an excellent. You're a girl who prints, Brian. Okay, I can't hear you, but whatever it is, I'm sure it was hysterical. Okay, awesome. If you're on Skype, Jonathan's an excellent Skype partner, by the way. But right now, he's going to talk to you about Crawford Technologies. And what's your official title now?
Marketing Communications Manager.
Congratulations on that as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan Malone McGrew.
Yes, I don't stand behind podiums, I'm afraid. So I am Jonathan McGrew. I am related to Pat McGrew, which means that I have grown up in the print and communications industry. And so with Crawford Tech, I do things a little differently when I do these alliance things for Deb, because what we do for most of our customers is pretty technical. It's software based. It's all about communicating with your customers better. So I like to say, everybody raise their hand that gets a credit card bill. Yeah, that's everybody. Everybody raise their hand that gets an invoice or a statement or has a bank account or a car payment or a house payment. Yes, all of you? Yes, yes. Okay. Well, we help companies deliver that to you, whether it's print and mail, whether it's e-delivery, whether it's alternative formats. So that's what our workflow software does. It's what our archive and ECM software does. It adds value to the print and mail operations. It adds value to what the customer is receiving in the mail. And we do that by a variety of ways that I am not going to cover in 10 minutes. I'm going to wear my alien wear here and talk about why it's valuable to a business and why it's valuable to an end customer. So the great story that we like to tell is David Day, one of my great colleagues, had his mom. His identity's been stolen. Her identity, I should say, has been stolen twice. How many people have had identity theft? No? Know somebody? Okay, we got some. Know somebody who? Yes. So what happens when that happens? Well, your whole world gets turned upside down, and you know exactly when you're supposed to get your bills and statements and communications from your partners and your vendors and your providers. Well, we help make sure that as a provider, you can make that reality come true. So Dave's mom calls up her service provider and she says, I didn't get my bill and statement. And the customer service person says, oh, let me check on that. Can I call you back? And Dave's mom says, no, you cannot call me back. I want to know right now what happened to my bill and statement. These are the challenges that people in customer communications deal with. Communicating with their customers at the right time, the right channel, in the right format. So we can automate those systems. We can provide that visibility. We have dashboard applications. We can re-engineer print streams so that you can do things like add marketing messages to your customer communications. Remember, customer communications are the most open things in the mail ever. So, and that's InfoTrends that says that, not Crawford Technologies. So this is bona fide, right? This is where you want to get to your customers. You also want to pull them through to digital. You want them to go to your website. You want them to go to your web to print. You want them to go to your online store. You can do that through all sorts of augmented reality plays and QR codes and trans promos. So we can help people do those things. But the real part of our business that I love is document accessibility. How many people have parents out there? Everybody raise their hand. Come on, don't be shy. Yes, we all have parents. Mine is somewhere back there somewhere. And how many of the older generation are starting to use reading glasses? What about macular degeneration? What if you have a family member that has sight that they lose, and it's one of those life changes that you can't avoid? Well, you want to be able, as a provider, to communicate with all of your customers, not just one of them. And document accessibility is the way of the future. It's being regulated. In Canada, you have things like AODA. In the US, you have ADA, Section 508. You want to communicate with everyone. And a lot of companies have not taken the step to do things like provide a Braille channel for their communications, provide e-text, large print, and no, we don't mean blowing it up on your copier. We mean reformatting the statements so that you get a really simple, it's a specific type of format with fonts and everything, so it is easily readable without having to, call your neighbor, call Miss Deb over here and say, Deb, could you read me my personal information off my statement? Because we don't like to do that, right? So PDF UA is also, think about electronic and mobile. PDF UA is all about tagging the PDF to an ISO format, and if you don't know what ISO is, it just means that it's been bona fide, it's been spec'd, it's managed by a whole group. A lot of companies know ISO certification. So we have PDF UA solutions that will allow you in an automated and quick fashion to make your PDF documents or any format that you have into PDF accessible so that you can put it on your web and all of that. So that's what we do. We basically let you communicate with your customers better. And I'm getting the hook. Oh, there's questions from home.
So I just want to make sure we get the time for the questions, and then we have an HP case study coming up, so we need to switch out some banners and do some stuff, so let's just get that.
I'm going to sing the questions as been requested by our home audience. If you're just getting into the mailing and document management industry, what resources other than your own do you recommend?
I would say explore. I'm not going to sing it. Yeah, I would put everybody to sleep and break the camera in the mic. I would say explore. I would say Print Media Center for sure, because there's a lot of really great people who read the news from the Printerverse. I write a column about how to bring the commercial print and the transactional print together. A lot of people write great columns. Sandy Hubbard's really great out there. Joanne Gore. Deb Korn, of course, and Pat McGrew does some stuff out there occasionally. And then you have Explore for the transactional customer communication area. You have, Document Magazine and all sorts of things, DPS Magazine. There's a lot of places that you can get some great information. From a marketing perspective, I like targeted marketing too, because you can glean a lot of ideas from that. So.
Very good. Those are great suggestions. So a lot of our home viewers also watched yesterday and asked their questions already. The one question we didn't have time for yesterday is, what do either you personally or Crawford Technologies see as the future of the document management industry?
You know, I would say that electronic is definitely still the future. I think there will always be printed communications because of regulatory compliance, but I think what you're going to have to do is do preference management and allow people to decide on a whim how they want to change their delivery of the documents. And I think you're also going to have to start taking preference management to the next step, which is, I really want the mobile format first. You know, people keep saying mobile first, or I really want it to come to this channel, then that channel, you know, as a backup. You know, things like that. I think you're not going to get away from technology moving forward, so you might as well embrace it today and really take the steps to implement it into your workflow, because it's a lot easier than I think people want to believe it is. It just takes addressing it and making sure you're with it doesn't have to be Crawford Tech. There are other vendors. You know, the thing is you need to go out and start talking about it, start getting buy-in in your organization, and talk to your customers about what they want. And as long as it's what the customer wants, you're going to get buy-in, because ultimately the customer is the one who wins. What they want drives the business forward.
Thank you so much, Jonathan. Thank you to everybody in our alliance today. Thank you, sir. Always a pleasure.